Okay, so just going to show you really quickly. Yesterday I showed you how to do the actual clone content aware delete. Okay, so which is a great tool. So let's say that you have a photo like this over here and you're looking at those cows. It's like, well, you want to get rid of them. I'll show you two things that's going to happen. You can use these tools over here are all selecting tools. Okay, so you can use these. It depends on what you want to do. There's a lot of different kind of way of doing it. So in my case, I'm just going to use the lasso tool because it's going to be really quick. And what you want to do is that you want to make a selection around the subject that you want to get rid of. And then if there is kind of shadows, you want to make sure that you take the shadows with the actual selection because otherwise it will look kind of weird. Seeing shadows on the ground and there's nothing there. So that's one. So I'm going to make all the way to around. And also pay attention that this is on to the background. It only works to the background. If you don't have that, it's not going to do the effect. So when you have that selection, you press on to delete, and you see this brings up the content aware, and then you press OK, and now they're gone. So this is how easy it is. So I'm going to press on Control D to deselect, and then if you didn't see those cows before, you would never notice that there was cows there. Okay, so this is how easy it is. If you don't like what happened, like sometimes you don't get a good results, I'm pressing on Control Alt Z, so I'm actually doing like the edit step back. That's what I'm doing to go back to here. And if you don't like the result, you can always go back and just try it again, delete. Sometimes the computer is going to adjust itself and do a better job. Now in this case, so that's how easy it is to actually delete stuff. So in my cases, I use that very often to delete like I say distraction or intruders that I would call them, almost like something that comes into my frame and it's like, well, that's the best composition that I can make and this object is still into my frame. Then I'm going to take the picture and I know that I can use Photoshop in order to delete it. But what happens is that, let's say that if I just want to delete this one over here, I just want to keep these two because they're looking the same way. So you think that I'll use a different selection. Okay, let's go to this one. So this one over here, I'm just going to click and drag over her or okay, just like that. Make a selection as much as I can. Press onto the Alt key so that I remove this guy. Okay, just like that. It's a fairly good selection. Just gonna add this part over here. What I would highly recommend is just that since you have that part selected, when you do it like this way, so therefore you see like there's no information that's going outside. Just gonna show you. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, so press on delete, content aware, press enter. It's fairly did a good job, but obviously you see like the buttocks of this cow is gone, and also you can see like kind of the smudge onto all the way around. So here's the limits of this thing. So I'm gonna go in here, like let's say that you want to delete something, you make the selection like this. You can always go in and just say select, go to modify, and you can say expand. Okay, so I'm gonna expand by 2 pixels, press OK. So it's going to get some more information to that part, like into this selection, and press on delete. It might do a better job, or it might not. And it's just like, okay, deselect. It's not too bad, but still like you see that it's going. So therefore, my point is just that if you do make a selection and it's interacting with the background or something else that you want to keep and it's fairly close together, it's not going to work as what you think. Okay, so therefore you would have to use a different tool, and then I'll show you that into the next video. But this one is just basically the content aware fill. So I'm just going to undo this. So just to recap, it's just that it's a great tool to delete parts that are distraction or intruders that you have into your photos. So hopefully that helps.